What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 2010 Pyromaniac.com Fantasy Outlook video for Davone Bess. Davone had a little bit of a breakout year last year. He caught the quietest 76 passes in NFL history, but he only averaged about 10 yards a catch and had a little under 800 yards receiving. He's not the sexiest of picks, but you also have to consider that what he did last year was with Brian Hartline, Ted Ginn, nothing too exciting elsewhere. Greg Camarillo in the offense, but now they have Brandon Marshall, who's the beast in the East. So Davone Bess may be able to take advantage of the targets left behind, all the Brandon Marshall scraps, similar to what Wes Welker does in New England with Randy Moss's scraps. The great news about Davone Bess, if you play in return yardage, is he does get some return yards, so that's helpful. Another great thing about him is you can get him super late. A few years ago when Wes Welker emerged, he was a guy that a lot of people like to write off. Oh, he just had a good game. Oh, it was a fluke. He's not that good. Oh, he's just getting lucky. And the next thing you know it, the guy's got almost 100 catches and ends up having a great year. Can Davone Bess do that? I don't know. He's not going to be the number 2. They've already said he's going to operate in the slot, and Camarillo and Hartline are competing for the number 2. But he did have 76 catches last year, so that does show that he's got a good rapport with Chad Henne. When you watch this guy on tape, he looks, pretty good for a guy operating out of the slot. I really like this offense to move forward this year. Everyone likes to point out, well, they're a run-first offense. I think that was more because they didn't have a dominant number 1 wide receiver, so they had to do a lot of gimmicks like the Wildcat. So I think we'll see less gimmicks, more of a true passing offense, typical of what Bill Parcells has done in the past. And Davone Bess could be a great benefactor of that movement. One of the things that's good about Bess is I did mention he doesn't have a high yards per catch average, but he is a guy that you can get maybe as your 5th or 6th wide receiver, plug him in on the buys, because if he goes for 6 catches for 60 yards, it's not a lot, but in PPR that's 12 points. That's a decent week from a spot filling guy that you have as your number 3 wide receiver, flex player. So he can come cheaply. He could go off for a lot of receptions, and you definitely can't ignore that he had 76 passes last year, and I think he had 123 targets, which is really good if you consider a guy like Andre Johnson, who's the dominant force, number 1 wide receiver, had 160. So there's not too many targets. That's about 3 a game that separates the best wide receiver in the game from a guy like Davone Bess. The targets could go up now that Marshall's in town, but he's a very safe play. Not a lot of upside, not a low basement either. So take him with not a lot of huge expectations in mind, but he could be a nice low steady player, or he could end up being a surprise. So we'll see. He's definitely a guy that I'm targeting, and if you want to give us a follow us on Twitter at Pyromaniac with the 1 instead of an I, or you can follow me at Pyro_Lion. Also, make sure to pick up your draft kit, now available at Pyromaniac.com. Talk to you guys later. Hope you guys are having a great draft season so far. Not a Mighty Ducks fan. I just like this jersey. Later.